This week's episode is sponsored by us. If you want to support the podcast and make passive income for yourself at the same time, click the link in the description box to join our Facebook group and we'll explain exactly how. It's a win-win. Now, let's get on with the show.
Hello and welcome back to yet another episode of Never Mind the Lizards. My name is Pat and I'm here with
Els. How's it going? Respect.
How you doing, people? We're back, and this podcast, we're gonna stay on topic. Promise.
Yeah, big time promise. No more little. No. Do you know what I've sort of thought about? A lot of my anecdotes are shit because I'm talking about people no one's ever heard of, and no one cares about. Like, I'm not going to go on about Martin Mishev anymore.
No, do you know what? I think they do. I think Martin Mishev, if he is on social media, has gathered up quite the following now.
He might have, to be fair, at Martin Mishev, at Leather Jackets, at littleboldheads.com.
Beating up teachers.
Go on. Yeah, I am going to stay on topic because I got some feedback from someone, shout out, if you know who you are. He said he enjoyed the last 20 minutes of it.
Okay, that's good. Out of how many? About an hour and a half?
So the first hour... the first hour was shit.
Go cry about it. It's free.
It is free, and do you know what? We're not making it. We'll do it anyway. We do it for our benefit, to be fair. This is the only bit of small talk we had. I've just come over Pat's, and within 2 minutes we're going on about 9/11, and I'm showing him this art project called the Bee Thing, which was basically people predicting 9/11. And so this is the first bit of small talk we've had. How are you doing, Pat? You alright?
Oh yeah, so I'm good, thank you. Yeah, I'm good. I've had a good week, worked a bit,
Busy?
relaxed a bit, but not that busy, mate. I've started another course that I'm doing, second week of that. That's quite interesting, learning lots about drugs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's not really my scene, the old drug scene, but I'm learning all the slang terms and stuff. So.
You're just saying that because your mum's listening.
No.
What is drugs? I've never tried drugs.
I've never tried the drugs. I've not done the drugs. Yeah. So it's been good, mate. It's been good. I've been learning. I like learning.
Good to hear it, mate.
No conspiracy videos really from me. I've been trying to stay... Nah. I think I've gone down some deep rabbit holes, listeners. Deep rabbit holes.
Good point.
When I was living in Spain, me and Els were just speaking about this. I didn't have a TV. I had YouTube and a lot of questions. YouTube and questions and a lot of time.
Yeah.
So that's what I spent my time doing, just looking up. I started off with 9/11 and then from there, the rabbit hole's deep, isn't it?
It's too deep, man. It's beyond comprehension, but when you get into one, you can find so many and end up with... I think the deepest I got into a rabbit hole was waking up Rebecca at like 12 or like midnight or whatever. I wasn't sleeping. And I said, look, Hillary Clinton, she's got a disease called Kuru because she's ate kids. And I showed her all this evidence, right? And
at midnight?
Mate, it was in the middle of the night. I was going on about it. She was like, look at her tongue. She's got a hole in the middle of her tongue. And she was like, I don't really see a hole. I was like, there's there. So I had to rein myself out of that one. But shout out Hillary, if you're listening. Well done. If you've got Kuru, sorry about that.
No, I'll tell you shout out, mate. Shout out your wife for putting up with that fucking shit at midnight.
Oh, she's brilliant, mate. She does listen to me. She does give me the time of day. But then she does go, do you really believe that? And then I go, I don't know. I don't know what I believe, really, babe. But there we go. She doesn't really listen to this anymore. She keeps going, oh, you need to send me the links. But I'm like, well, it's there. It's on YouTube and Podomatic, if you're listening. Well done.
Yeah, it is on Podomatic now.
But anyway, we're already off topic. But that's okay, because this is the small talk part of the podcast. So stick with us. We're talking about politics today.
Yes, politics and politicians.
Politicians. Which ones?
Clowns.
The good ones. Who's the good ones?
Which politician? Oh, let's start from... Yeah, we'll try and keep it to like positive vibrational level. Who's your favourite politician? Ever.
Big man Blair.
You like Big Tony Blair? What did you like about him? What appealed?
I liked that he talked like this. Well, this is a fantastic opportunity for Great Britain to. No, I don't like Tony Blair. I think he's an absolute shady dude. I don't like him. I don't get good vibes from him. Who do I like? I thought Nick Clegg looked alright.
Nick Clegg?
Yeah, but then...
Mate, he's an absolute flannel of a human.
Yeah, but he looked like a moral sort of bloke. And then he did the student thing. Hey, do you know who I like? John Prescott.
John Prescott.
Do you remember he thumped that geezer who threw an egg at him? Just turned around and thumped him in front of all the cameras.
In the street, wasn't it?
Yeah, I like John Prescott. He's old school lefty. Fucking... Do you know what I mean? He's for the working man.
I think I would have liked Tony Benn, I think it was.
That's a bit before our era, isn't it? Tony Benn?
Yeah.
Big man Ben?
Tony Benn. I've seen a few of his speeches. Mate, I liked Jeremy Corbyn when he was running for Labour leadership because I was like, oh, this guy seems a bit genuine.
Yeah, I think, in all honesty, I quite like Jeremy Corbyn, but he's...
You'd have a beer with him, wouldn't you?
I'd love to have a chat with him, more than any other sort of the clown boys, but with Jeremy Corbyn, he's completely... I feel he's lost the working man slightly, and he doesn't stand for proper left wings. He stands for progressive left rather than the working class left, which we've seen, haven't we? Because all of the Labour voting constituencies in the North East, South Wales, and that, they all went on vote Tory this year because I just don't think he could connect with them. He just wasn't the man, was he? He wasn't the man for Labour.
He got caught up in his London bubble. I think that was the issue.
Yeah.
Do you know? And he thought, oh yeah, all of my fans are little woke lefties who believe, men and women are the same thing. And
yeah, he definitely got into that a bit hard, a little bit. I don't really care what your views are, but to be fair, I don't really care. But he definitely lost the people that would have voted Labour their whole lives just because they hate the Tories. I can't believe people voted for Tories in the fucking North East. I can't believe it. I can't believe people vote at all.
Mate, but you realise there'll still be people who read The Sun in Liverpool. Or maybe not.
Not Liverpool. Definitely not.
Some areas. Do you know what I mean? Okay, my point wasn't a good point. Maybe not in Liverpool. But people, oh mate, what are people like? We are people, aren't we? So I won't slag us off that much. People are great.
Shout out people.
People are fantastic. However, I think we suffer from short-term memory loss when it comes to politics especially.
Yeah.
Do you know? I don't know how Tony Blair's not in jail, by the way.
Mate.
I don't know how they get away with... Well, I do know. Because I've read David Icke. But I don't know how we as the public can happily go and vote for someone, vote him into office, yeah, he'll be great. He lies, which is proven, with weapons of mass destruction, right?
Mate.
To get into a war, which probably... How many people that killed?
300,000 civilians.
Civilians.
Yeah, I don't even know about the troops. Probably about 20,000 troops. So 300,000 kiddies, women, blokes who just want to fucking...
And people voted for that man.
Yeah.
Went, I trust him. I'll vote for him. That's cool. He can, run my life.
Mental.
But people didn't even... to be fair, there was some don't go to war. That was when the old left was still a little bit...
Well, they were anti-global, weren't they? The left back then. They were
It's mad how quickly it's changed.
The left wing were fuck the UN, fuck the G8 summits. We're going to protest, we're going to... they looked like Antifa. They were called Black Bloc, and they wore all black, and they were called Black Bloc because that was what they looked like as a crowd, as a mass formation. And they'd turn up at all the G8 meetings, protest against war, protest against nuclear, nuclear power plants or whatever. They'd protest at the EU. All these globalist shit. The left, or the hard left back then, were thoroughly against. But now, they're funded by the UN.
Yeah, where have you people gone?
Yeah.
Where have they gone?
They'd completely brainwashed into thinking the EU was for them. I mean, we could get into Brexit and the EU, actually. I think that's a good topic. Where did you stand on Brexit? Let's, okay.
Yeah.
We're going scatterbrained.
Let's Brexit.
Hang on, let's chill a sec.
Alright.
We're mental, me and you. We need to understand this. We're really ADHD.
I'm following the conversation fine.
We are.
You seen those birds outside?
Right, we are, but people probably struggle. Okay, so we're going to start now, right? Brexit. Where did you stand?
Brexit. Without getting into an anecdote, well, I was living in Spain at the
Yeah,
time.
go for it.
I was living in Spain when the whole Brexit thing was going on, and I spoke French, I spoke Spanish, I was thinking about learning Italian as well, and I had loads of friends from all over the shop, do you know? So I heard about, oh, we're going to have this vote to leave the European Union. My first thought, Elliot, was, of course I want to stay in the European Union. Be fucking F it if we get out, because then I won't be able to travel around and stuff. That was my first
Get
thought.
visas and all that bollocks, yeah.
Exactly. I was like, okay, no, cool. I like Europe. I'm a European. I'll stay in the European Union. And then I I saw BBC News, who were just being so biased to Remain of staying in the European Union, and obviously Channel 4, which is very left-wing, but also ITV, they were all very, very pro-Europe.
There's one song sheet there, wasn't there?
And
There was
yeah,
one.
and it was basically, the way they were pitching it is, if you want Brexit, you are a racist, do you know? And because I'm a contrarian, and if I find myself going along with the crowd,
I am racist.
do you know what? Yes. I like the Farage.
Yeah.
No, but I started looking into it then, because I was like, well, if the establishment it's my rule of thumb, if the establishment is really pushing for something, I should at least look into it. Yeah? Some of you Black Lives Matter people should do that as well. Realise you're not being oppressed if every major corporation is supporting your, cause. But it's not a cause, Black Lives Matter, is it? It's a corporation.
I like how they want to tear down the system, but Nike, Adidas, they're all, the system supports you. You are the system. So if you want to fuck the system, then, do you know what I mean? Turn off your telly for a minute.
Yes, mate, that's a great shout.
But
yeah, that's where I stood. So then I looked into it, and then
you kind of thought, like, actually, what does the EU represent?
Yeah. Well, mate, it's me, innit? So I ended up watching conspiracy videos anyway. I listened to a radio program called The Richie Allen Show. Shout out if anyone wants to listen to that.
Yeah.
He's a really good journalist. Conducts really good interviews. I watched some David Icke stuff as well. And I found a PDF called The Nazi Roots of the European Union. So I read that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you decided you liked the EU after that.
And I was like, maybe I am on Team EU. But then I was like, wow, okay, this has been I thought it'd been a big fuck up from the establishment, and I was like, shit, I need to vote out of the European Union. I didn't think we would ever leave, but...
And you voted, did you?
I voted to leave, yeah.
You did vote. Where did you vote? Did you come back to England to vote, or were you in England at
postal
the time?
vote I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or someone voted for me.
I would never have done that, just out of the effort. Just getting an envelope would be enough for me to not vote. That's how passive I am.
Did you vote in Brexit?
I've never voted in my life.
Not even for the Brexit?
Never voted in my life, and
he's proud of that.
I'm proud of that. all the sort of middle class students are going, oh my god, people have died for a right to vote. Did they? Okay, well done you. But I've never voted because I've never really gave a fuck properly. So with Brexit, right, so I'm a product of immigration, right? So I was like, okay, the EU's brought me and my family to this country, and I've got family in Italy. I go see them all the time. I like the idea that I could go move there and start a business, or work for my uncle, or take over my...
You wouldn't want to start a business in Italy, mate. Taxes are mental.
Yeah, and the extra tax you pay to the local scumbags.
It's proper shit.
Please don't burn my farm down. Get some money. Yeah, but my granddad, my nonno, had a bit. Well, he has them. He's dead, R.I.P. But there's a vineyard there that's still being worked on, and so they used to make wine. My family make wine, and I'm like, man, if I ever made money, I could go there, fucking take over the vineyard, and just live the dream, literally live the dream, mate. But so I had this idea in my head that that's something I'd like to do, and then I saw that fucking, like, I don't know many proper racist people, but I do know a lot of people that are a bit like, oh, fucking immigrants and all this, and they were like dead against the EU, and I was like, I don't want to be on their team. I don't want to be on the team of like because it felt like people weren't voting against the globalists. They were voting against the brown people in the doctor's surgeries, right? And then I was like, that doesn't make me feel good. Like that whole let's leave. But I never liked the EU. I first heard about the EU in geography, yeah? And I'm not going to say no more names, but the teacher said, listen, there's a problem at the moment of like grain dumps and wine lakes and like milk lakes where because they were monitoring the prices and controlling the prices of milk, grain, bread, European Union, we were a cross-border thing. And Britain is like very productive, we're very efficient with our farming. We don't have a lot of farming land, but we're efficient with it. Which is why you see so many horse fields like sitting there doing nothing, because the EU pays British farmers to not farm, okay? Because we were like, they're called let by land, okay? So British farmers, they were like, you're too good. Like the Spanish, the Portuguese, the Italians can't keep up with you.
It's communism, isn't it?
Yeah, so you need to stop farming and we'll pay you to stop farming, okay?
Yeah.
And then they were also like, Italians are overproducing wine, or say Germany overproduces milk, or Spain overproduces grain. All of that gets dumped.
Yeah.
There's lakes of wine, lakes of grain, lakes of milk, just dumped, buried, put in landfill. And I thought, is that ethical? There's people dying in the world. Fathom this. There's people dying in the world, their whole little lives ending because they don't have enough food to eat, okay? And the EU are going, dig a hole and fucking bury it. So how's that compassionate? So then I'm thinking maybe the Remainers don't know what they're voting for. The Remainers are voting against the racists, and the racists are voting against brown people. Yeah. But no one's thinking about what the EU is. Yeah. I didn't vote in the end because I just couldn't make my mind up. The whole thing was distasteful. Hey, you know the thing about the grain dumps? This is a funny thing about Italy. Another reason why not to go to Italy. And I love Italy. It's like proper, like I'm passionate about that country and passionate about my heritage. But what the Italians were doing, the mafia had all the waste contracts from the building sites. So the mafia were taking all the rubble, all the spoil, all the fucking scrap heaps on the building sites, driving it to the grain dumps and getting it weighed in as grain and dumping it. Okay, because the EU paid Italy per ton of grain they had to dump.
Jesus.
So the Italian mafia were dumping millions, I'm talking millions of tons of building rubble, soil, chalk, the lot, into the grain dumps. Okay, literally, I'm pouring sewage into the milk dumps. Yeah.
And getting paid for it.
And getting paid for it. So, and you're thinking, it's the ultimate corrupt organisation. If the mafia have literally hacked this and we're paying money into this situation, fuck the EU, we should leave. Now, that's my opinion, but I'm definitely not of the opinion because I don't like seeing immigrants in this country. I am one. Do you know what I mean? So I've never... but that whole thing, so that was Brexit for me. It was a strange proxy vote. That's what it was. It's a proxy war.
Looking back on it, I think it was just another way to divide us.
100%.
Do you not think?
100%.
Looking at, upon reflection, obviously we were never going to leave. Obviously. And I voted for it, and as soon as I saw the vote, I was like, shit. Oh, fuck. If what I've researched is legit and right, we will never leave the European Union.
We haven't yet.
No, it's been 4 years. One doesn't walk out of the European Union.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
I think Ireland voted against them. I think it was some Lisbon Treaty. They voted against it. Said no. So the EU changed the name, gave it back to them. Vote again. That's the right answer. It's a dictatorship. And then looking at the European Union and globalisation, and because I know what the end goal is of these people is to get like a one world government. I was like, it's an obvious stepping stone.
It's not far off. They were on about the EU army, weren't they? Germany, France were asking Britain to donate like X amount of fighter jets, X amount of warships for EU protection
Yeah,
force.
yeah, yeah.
And it's like, what are we protecting ourselves from? Okay, from Russia, the always looming threat of Russia.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Or China.
or China, whoever. Just be
North Korea. What a fucking joke. Jesus Christ. People are like scared of North Korea.
They're a funny nation, North Korea. Funny.
They're ahead of their time.
They're just bouncing, eh? They're just trolling the world, I think.
That would, mate, here's a conspiracy for you.
Come on.
North Korea is actually the free land.
Oh.
North Korea is Zion,
Yeah.
and we're in the Matrix, and they're there trying to be like, we're trying to wake us up.
And you know them videos of North Koreans like crying at the funerals of their like leaders. Have you seen them videos?
Yeah, yeah.
They're real, because they are actually that upset that they run alongside the car screaming.
Well, I know
Because
that.
it's such a decent country to live in,
Oh yeah, right.
isn't it? We should go.
That'd be it.
Do you remember that kiddie from America who died because he got like battered because he tried to steal a poster, like a propaganda poster from North Korea?
Yeah.
We wanted to take it home as a bit of like memorabilia for the from the real free world.
Would you put that up in your room?
Yeah, mate. I had
What are you doing with that? Take a fucking picture, you mong.
well, yeah, it was a bit weird, wasn't it? But I had a wristband, and I found a wristband, right? And it said like the Democratic People's Republic of North Korea, and then it said 1 day, and it had like it was like really weird. But I wore that wristband for a little while, but it's gone. I don't know where it's gone.
Mate, I just remembered, I had a flashback to those wristbands, the rubber wristbands we all used to wear.
Live strong.
Which had, like, live
Stand
strong.
up, speak up.
Yeah, that was the start of the anti-racism thing, wasn't it? Was that anti-racist messages in there?
No, the stand up, speak up was in footy, wasn't it? That was like
All the cultural things have started from, in England anyways, all from football. Which is why I get, like, fuming when I see what's happening in the Premier League now. Because that's going to be the norm of,
Well, would it though? Because you're seeing all the players take a knee and there's banners of Black Lives Matter, but there's no fans in the stadium. So it's like,
Don't matter.
I think if fans were in the stadium, they'd be like, hang on, lads, we've done like, obviously black people's lives matter, but we don't like the organisation Black Lives Matter. I'm just going to say Black people's lives matter now because they do, and I really hope that they get justice, and if they're oppressed or if they're suffering racism, I hate that shit, and I hope I'd like to be part of the force that ends that, but I don't think that Black Lives Matter as an organisation is really going to end it. So there's a thing in life, if you're struggling to understand someone's intentions, look at the consequences of their actions, and that should tell you their intentions, especially if they repeat their actions over and over again, right? So my interpretation of the consequences of Black Lives Matter, the organisation, not the phrase, the organisation, is they've killed loads of black people through rioting. They've completely destabilised local economies, burnt down black shops, polarised the population. So I think people are more racist now. I think black people and white people feel more divided than ever.
Yeah.
That's the consequences of their actions, and they repeat those actions all the time. That must be their intention. Must be. There must be just a dividing force, because all that money that was given to Black Lives Matter as an organisation.
Shout out George Soros.
Yeah, and the people's donations. Where's that going? Is it going into black communities?
No, it's not. I followed this, mate.
It's going back to the DNC, a lot of it.
The Democratic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that.
So
it's crazy.
It's mental.
It's crazy.
And
like, donate to Black Lives Matter, and it goes, you follow the link, and you're like, oh shit, that's not going to Black Lives Matter or any black
it's
communities.
It's not going to black youth clubs. It's not going to like local. What would help?
It's going into the system they're protesting.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
It's funny, and do you know what? It's only a quick fucking bit of research away, and then you can work out where your money's going. Listen, if you won't give your money to a junkie in the street because he might buy drugs, maybe have a little think about the fucking charities you donate to. What are they buying with the money?
Yeah.
Donate, most charities are brilliant, but some are just... Have a look, have a think. They're political organisations, some of them. Some of the big ones, anyway.
Buy him a sandwich.
I buy him drugs. I cut out the middleman. I
What?
just go.
Do you think he'd sell the bacon sandwich? He'd just sell it.
Nah. So if someone goes, "Hey mate, you ain't got change for a tenner," I go, "No, I've got a little bag of smack." They're well happy.
Which of course they're well happy.
But yeah, so that's what I do now. I always keep a couple of bags of smack on me just for in case I bump into someone, make their day for a little bit. But
Allegedly.
I don't know where to get that stuff from anymore.
A bag of smack.
That's a bit heavy, isn't it?
You could probably get it on the dark web. Have you been on that?
No, I've known someone who's been on it, and he said there's it's like what was it? It was called Silk Road.
Oh.
No, it was something pirate. There was something pirate, and it's like an eBay where you could buy like anything. You could buy Hitman and shit.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
be like, fucking, I want a hitman in London, and like you could get in contact. It'll put you through to people who, I don't know how much of it is like CIA or FBI, MI6 monitoring it. Probably most of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Amos, did you hear that they? Hey, we're not on topic.
That's all right. It's all right.
Did you hear that the
We're coming back.
NCA, National Crime Agency, broke into the dark web? Broke into it, but they've been monitoring it and somehow cracked the encryption that this criminal organisation in Britain were using. They arrested over 740 people last weekend.
Really?
Yeah, and the biggest ever crime bust in British history. They're talking like big level drug dealers, gangsters.
Was it on the news?
Yeah, it was sort of reported, but now they're going on about Johnny Depp because
That's perfect.
someone pooed in the bed.
That's so good. This is it. It's an absolute joke.
Absolute
But yeah,
trash.
let's get back to politicians. Mate, Johnny Depp, why doesn't he run for the presidency?
Listen to
He was
this.
born in the country, wasn't
ASMR, if you're into it. Decent bit of iron brew there. Sorry, carry on.
he? Johnny Depp.
Big JD.
Yeah.
He's a lost soul, isn't he? He's a proper artist, he is, isn't he? I think he's one of the best actors ever.
He's good.
Oh, he's fantastic.
He is very
I
good.
was watching Donnie Brasco the other day. I don't know if you've seen that film. He's like an undercover cop, infiltrates the mafia, and he's so good.
He's so versatile.
Yeah.
He's really versatile. He's not just like
He's
a
not just Jack Sparrow in
comedy.
everything.
Nah,
Yeah.
man. Completely
quality.
not. Shout out Johnny Depp unless you're a pedo. In which
He
case-
ain't, mate. This is why
Do
they're
you reckon?
destroying him. This
Do
is
you
why they're
reckon?
destroying him. If you're a pedo, you don't get destroyed in the press because you might just say something a bit naughty in court.
Just chuck it on there.
Oh, my pee. Right, we'll get back on topic. So we talked about Brexit, Trump. What do you think of Trump?
What do I think of Trump? Oof. Now, part of me loves him. Part of me, but there's part of me, and this is the thing, this is the issue I've got. The only reason I would even consider liking Trump or any politician is because he's been slandered, and we've been told to not like him, essentially.
Yeah.
The amount of abuse that Trump's got.
Propaganda.
Oh, the propaganda against him has made me like him, which makes me think, oh, am I playing? Is that part of the game? Which I'm thinking it probably
I think
is.
it might be. I think it might be.
If they wanted to get rid of him,
They just look at his policies and shit. But if they wanted to get rid of him, this year's been a full barrage for Trump, isn't it?
mate, he's not had a break.
It's been constant. Now they're looking at his tax returns. Now they're going, because every president in the last 30 years or whatever, they've always opened their tax returns to the public domain, right? And they're demanding he does it. And he's like, no. Because let's be honest, you don't get to be a billionaire without doing little bit. Probably nothing illegal, but probably
You'll
enough.
find loopholes.
Yeah, it's enough to really smear him with. Not that I think he can be smeared anymore in the eyes of his fans. I think there's nothing he could do unless he actually was proven to be a paedophile or something like that. I think.
But they would have got him already, unless that would have exposed other people.
Well, that's the thing. Maybe he knows too much. But anyway, they're trying to open his tax returns now. So let's think of this year for Trump. Before this year, I don't think he was doing I don't know much about American politics, right? I know more than probably the average British person, but he was doing okay economically. Employment was up, especially in black communities. He was doing well. And then this year went a bit weird because he decided to kill that geezer in Iran. That was a bit out of the blue.
That's when I was like, oh, I'm an idiot for even believing in him.
Yeah, it was.
You know.
It was like, what's he doing? It was like he was like, you know, when you square up to people in a pub and you both know no one's going to throw a punch. It's like he's squaring up, and it's like, why do we want another war in the Middle East? We've been doing that. We've been playing that game since 2001. 20 years of it. Let's not, shall we? And I don't think anyone wanted that. People, they justified it because they were like, yeah, Soleimani was killing Americans or whatever. But he's just another fucking... There's many people killing Americans in your own country. They're called fucking Crips and Bloods. You sort them out, mongs. And anyway, so he kills this geezer, and then quite soon after that, coronavirus starts. And he's like not saying or doing the right things as the media would expect him to say, right? So he's scoffing about the mask, he's saying it's just a flu, he's calling it Kung flu, he's blaming China, he's doing all this stuff, and people are going, does this guy give a fuck about us? And then Black Lives Matter comes along, and he's like, he's not the most sympathetic to their cause, is he? He's gassing protesters outside the White House. He's doing all this stuff. And I'm thinking this year's not a good look for him. But I think he's still going to win by a landslide.
Well, who's he up against? Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
Another flannel of a human.
I can't believe he's even in the running, mush.
This is what but it's all set up, mate. This is what... We're trying to, follow it.
I wouldn't have Joe Biden reading the questions out in a pub quiz. I wouldn't. I would honestly go, hey, is someone else? Joe, sit down, mate. Here's a half. Sit down, mate.
Yeah.
It's okay. Don't worry about these questions.
He's quite... Just skip that one. It's got a long word in it.
He's a mong. He's a mong. And he's voted for the most racist policies, that America's ever seen. He's voted for the 94 crime bill, which basically saw black people just mass incarcerated. He's not a good bloke, and he's not fucking friends with the American people. But why is he in charge? Why is he? How the fuck was he got there instead of Bernie Sanders, man?
Because Bernie Sanders is a little bit... I don't want to say he's out of the establishment, because he quite obviously is.
Well, he is now. I've realised he is.
He's a massive... Well, kind of like Corbyn, maybe. I prefer Corbyn to Bernie Sanders, but...
Do ya?
Yeah, he seems a little bit more genuine.
A little bit more. He's a little bit more IRA-y though, but you like that, don't you?
Oh, I'm all about the IRA.
Up the ra.
Shout out, Ra.
Up the ra. Well done, guys.
No, I mean, where was I gonna go with that?
Bernie Sanders, not as good as
Jeremy Corbyn. I think I might like him because I like his brother. That's probably the only reason.
Yeah.
To be fair.
And maybe there's a good thread running through.
Piers Corbyn, what a man!
Piers
what an absolute legend.
Yeah.
I've watched him debate. Well, not debate anyone, because no one will debate about climate change.
Yeah, no, that's no debate.
Should we do a separate one on that?
I need to research it though, me lad, because I don't know enough about it to formulate an opinion.
That'll do.
I do. Yeah.
What criteria do you think I'm working to? I watch one YouTube video and then I just tell everyone.
Yeah, climate change, or global warming, whatever you want to call it.
It's political.
It is sort of political, but I also see that, I've seen seagulls with plastic in their mouths, and and I'm like, well, that's not political. That is a bad thing humans are doing to the environment, and I wish there was someone stopping that sort of shit. But climate change in general, yeah, I need to research it though, man. I do need, because it is political. It's definitely left versus right.
But the plastic's not about global temperatures and carbon emissions and all this.
Yeah, I suppose it's not.
It's nothing to do with
I
that.
suppose it's not.
And also, who are we to judge, mate? Who are we to judge a turtle who's got a bit of, plastic around his neck?
Maybe it wanted
might
that.
be necklace.
Yeah.
Might be fashion.
To be fair with turtles,
Turtle fashion.
they should probably stop eating plastic. If you're listening, well done. Shout out turtles. But maybe stop. But no, so fuck climate change, man. I can't talk about it because I've got conflicting views on it. But
we'll get Piers Corbyn on, mate. He'll do this podcast.
he wouldn't do this podcast.
Mate, he would.
Hey, I'm trying to get Barack Obama's brother on it.
Malik.
He wants money from me. I keep messaging him and he goes, only if you pay me $200,000 or $2,500 he wants.
For what? For an appearance?
To appear on our podcast, $2,500 he
Really?
wants. Yeah, Obama's brother though, imagine that. He hates Barack.
We can't afford that.
Maybe our fans could like and subscribe and buy our t-shirts.
Yeah, like, subscribe. T-shirts will be coming out soon, guys. I've
Listen,
been
if
designing
you
one
want to
this morning.
hear Barack Obama's brother get questioned on why his brother's a paedophile and why Michelle's a man, donate, please. Well done.
Does he say Michelle's a man as well?
He shares videos of her, like, there's a video of her in a dress and it looks like she's got a little cock. And he shares these videos and he calls
Do you
him...
think he's a real person? Is he a real person?
He's got a blue tick. That makes him real to me. He's
Oh.
got a blue tick and there's Malik Obama, he's Kenyan and he is Obama's brother, older half-brother.
Yeah.
And he says things like, Obama's like a puppet. And like, he slags his brother off.
Well, we know he's a puppet,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean we can trust everything else he says. Was he a Trump fan or?
Well, I don't know if he's a Trump fan, but he sort of believes in this QAnon sort of conspiracy.
Does he believe in the QAnon? Let's
Yeah.
talk about the QAnon for the listeners. What is that?
Pizzagate and QAnon. So QAnon's weird. Let's go on about Pizzagate first, because I think that's more like QAnon's weird, right? But Pizzagate, if you haven't heard of it, they found emails in Hillary's computer and John Podesta, who was her like advisor, and they were sending emails and ordering, and Obama ordering hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of pizza from this place called Jimmy Comets Pizza from a guy called, I think, James Elephantis. Right?
Yeah, correct.
Anyway, so they're ordering hundreds of thousands of dollars of pizza
Yeah.
from this small town pizzeria.
That's expensive pizza, isn't it?
Yeah, it must be nice.
Isn't it?
And they were saying things like, I'd like pizza for 1 hour, please.
Yeah, pizza for 1 hour. So is that like they would book a table for 1 hour? Is that how that
No,
works?
what it was, they'd
Can you
send the
explain that?
pizza round to the White House, and the
Okay.
pizza would be there for about an hour,
The pizza would be there for an hour.
and just everyone would enjoy it, everyone would get around it.
Big pizza? What size are we talking?
Young pizza, it was.
Young pizza.
And they'd have like little young pizzas around their White House for about an hour,
Yeah.
and then like James Elephantis, or whatever his name was, would come and take the pizza away once they were done with it.
Yeah.
But there was hundreds of these emails, and they were like very specific. I want 1 cheese pizza, 3 hot dogs, but make them young. And it's like, mate, these are
fucked up, isn't it?
these are emails, you can find them online.
Yeah, I've read
From-
them.
And anyway, so the mainstream media are going, oh, it's just emails, they're just ordering pizza, it's such a conspiracy, it's a right-wing conspiracy theory. And I'm not right-wing, but I can see that's code. Now, you can make the assumption they're talking about something other than pizza, right? But anyway, if you go to this Jimmy Comets pizzeria, they have murals of like... They have very strange murals on the walls.
Isn't there
Very
one of
strange art.
Bill Clinton in a dress?
No, that was in Epstein's house.
Oh, right.
That was in Epstein had a painting of Bill Clinton in a dress pointing, and he also had a painting of George Bush sitting down with 2 Jenga towers knocked over and a paper airplane.
What the fuck?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna find it because I downloaded it the other day because I was like, yeah, so this is Epstein's fucking. Yeah, Google this if you want to. If you don't believe that stuff we're talking about sort of real, like, look at that, mate. That was in Epstein's house.
Yeah.
And also this one of Bill Clinton in a dress.
Yeah, I've seen the Bill Clinton one. But
So-
so the George Bush one, for the listeners, is like him sitting on the floor of what looks like an office,
Yeah.
with paper planes and Jenga towers which have fallen down.
So this is Epstein, right? And why would he make jokes like that? So there's a thing about hiding in plain sight. By almost making a joke out of these things, you discredit them. You go like, you make a meme, Bush did 9/11 a meme, and then you almost think, you take that Bush did 9/11 very lightheartedly, and you go, oh, Bush did 9/11, that's funny.
Yeah.
But Bush did 9/11. Do you know what I mean? When you make things a laugh, people start worrying about it. And you don't realise that this is really fucked up. So when they go like, oh, I bet you believe in Pizzagate as well. It's like, I don't believe in anything. I've just seen the emails where they're ordering pizza for an hour and paying 100 grand for it. I don't believe, like, you know, what do you think I believe out of that? I've seen the emails from John Podesta from fucking ordering shit for Obama. So anyway, so that's been completely discredited somehow. And I always see people go, oh, that's been discredited. I was like, discredit it to me, because I've seen the email. So discredit that. Is it fake?
But what they mean is they've watched CNN, and CNN has said, these are not real, and if you think they're real, you're a right-wing conspiracy theorist. And people go, I'm not right-wing, but we don't like right-wing people. Conspiracy, that means crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
That's not me. I want to be normal.
Yeah, I am normal, and I'm not conspiracy theorist, and I'm... Anyway, so that was Pizzagate, but QAnon is weirder. It's a bit more esoteric, and it's a bit, in my opinion, a bit more hoaxy. But there we go. So, you know, make your own mind up. Anyway, so on 4chan, a guy who called himself Q, right, posting anonymously, and he says, I'm like an insider for the White House. I'm like very close to these people, and he's talking very... 4chan is mostly people calling each other like the N-word and the F-word all the time.
Yeah.
That's 4chan. But this guy pops out of the blue and says, I'm an insider at the White House, and I can reveal things, and something big is happening in the near future. And people are like, hey, what's going on? He goes, my first prediction, people will be arrested for like being paedophiles. And people... Like, so
have they actually been arrested? Because I've heard rumours about this, but I've not seen anything...
I suppose Epstein wasn't he? So that was one. So that's the first... So you could say that that whole Epstein arrest was the first Jenga block being pulled out. If we go back to the Jenga block sort of thing, first Jenga block being pulled out, and now Ghislaine Maxwell's in there. She's been charged for something that happened in 1993, and she's got a gagging order. So she's completely like wrapped up. She can't say anything about anyone anyway.
No.
But anyway, Q keeps posting. He's sort of making these like predictions. And people are loving it. People are going like, yeah, it's happening, and they've got like nothing can stop what's happening. They think Trump is like people are saying like Trump is like JFK in disguise and shit. Like it's mental. It's completely bonkers, this QAnon thing. But what they're catching on is a thread where not all is well in the world, and not all is as they portray it. And there are some real sick flipping, you know, geezers at the top, and we don't know what they're all about. But I think people are sort of questioning things now, which I like.
We'll see. We'll see. Come the next election, especially, I mean, here in the UK. What I've never understood, and I voted twice in my life. I voted when I was 18 for the Greens, because, you know, I was young, didn't understand economics at all.
Fair enough.
And kind of voted because I was like, I know they won't get in, and I wanted a protest vote almost.
Yeah, fair
Didn't
enough.
want to vote for Conservative or Labour. Couldn't bring myself to vote for UKIP or the BNP.
Fucking hell, imagine voting for the BNP.
Or the Monster Raven Loonies. So I voted for the Greens. And yeah, what I've never understood, mate, is people will say, plain fact, politicians lie, don't they?
Yeah.
Politicians lie. I'm like, yeah, okay, they lie. Of course they lie. Politicians lie, they don't tell the truth.
But people...
They're just in it for the money. And I'm like, and you vote for these people. Like, there's a bit I always saw the cognitive dissonance there.
Yeah.
People holding that two ideas which conflicted.
Yeah.
Don't trust politicians, they lie. They're just doing it for the money.
Vote for them as well.
You know, who you vote for then? Wow, don't want the other one to get in, so I'll vote for this one.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's mad. People don't demand the truth from their politicians. They don't demand the truth.
It's like we work for the politicians. It's the other way around, people.
Yeah.
Wakey, wakey.
I know. Do you know what baffles me? Right.
They should be scared of us, mate, shouldn't they?
Well, they fucking
There
should
are
be.
millions of us.
They should be, but you know.
But people are scared of them. Oh, we've got to do this. Why are you doing that? Oh, it's the government's guidelines.
If we don't comply, they'll make it worse. I'm seeing that a lot. I'm seeing people go,
I know.
they've got to bring lockdown again. We need to comply with the masks. And it's like, well, they can't lock us down. There's only like 20,000 cops in this country.
Yeah.
There's 55 million or 60 million of us. What are they going to do? Honestly, what are they going to do?
But that's the thing.
Fuck all.
But the establishments have always known this. You've got to turn the people against the people. You've got to have the people policing the people.
That's exactly what's happening, man. We've got a sort of we've got a university-educated, left-wing, sneering class of people that just turn their sort of really mainstream views that they've been like inculcated into and just use it to sneer and smear anyone who's like against it. So, for instance, if you're like, look, I don't want to wear a mask because I don't want to breathe my own fucking carbon dioxide all day and I'm walking around in public, I don't need a mask, and if I get the fucking virus, I've got a 0.0 chance of dying at my age group. So, no, I'm not going to wear a mask and have reduced oxygen levels. They'll go, oh, you're such a baby, oh, he's another right-wing maniac, oh. And they're all like left-wing, I don't even like the term, but they're all like university-educated, middle-class fuckwits who've never had to think for themselves. There's a bird with no wings. What's he doing?
Where?
It looks well weird.
Mate, he's got wings.
He's walking.
Really?
Respect.
Mate, he's hopping. Do you know how much energy it takes to fly?
Well, they've got really
A lot.
They're really light though, birds. Have you ever held one? They don't feel like a thing. They feel like
You're fucking talking about
a
birds
lot
again.
of time. Yeah, so there's definitely a sneering going on at the moment, and anyone who sort of disagrees with anything is laughed at. And I think the humiliation is the oldest form of punishment. Do you remember the stocks? You wouldn't remember them, but
Back in the day.
back in the day, down the spinney, there was the stocks, and down the spinney we used to throw tomatoes. No, but humiliation was huge, wasn't it? So it was like shame, like this, and it is the ultimate social control, right? You either kill them or you humiliate them. That is the way to deal with people nowadays. I don't want to be humiliated. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be shamed, and even though I'm well researched, even though I could probably defend my views if people gave me the airspace and the time and the platform, but that's ripped out from under your feet. So you can't even, before you've even had the chance to like articulate why you don't believe in a mask, you're just like marked down as like a lunatic straight away. And it's like, well, give me 5 minutes and maybe we could be pals about this, but nah, they don't do it.
Not yet, mate, not yet. It's early days. It's really early days. I think that we've still got a big chance of salvaging some kind of sanity from the general population.
How?
I think. How? Because all of this stuff is really new still. And I know like there's a minority of people, and I'm saying it's minority, because I see people wearing masks. If you thought the masks protect you, and there's this dangerous virus that's just going around killing, it's hard to say millions of people, because the mainstream media have not even, it's so mad that even if you take the official figures with a rational brain, you're like, why would you lock down entire countries for this?
Yeah.
This is mental.
If you look to the official figures and the demographics,
I don't believe the official figures. I think they're bullshit, because I think no one else is dying of flu or anything like that.
they're
nowadays.
completely pumped up. There is excess deaths, right? But if you lock people down, isolate them, not provide them with medical care, and there's a virus going on, you're going to get excess deaths.
What, in the care homes, mate? They're going to be dropping like flies.
So this is the thing, mate. Well, so what they were doing, lad, I've heard, okay, the NHS that we were all clapping for, and they were all heroes.
Yeah.
They were discharging people with COVID and sending them to care homes, right? And care homes full of elderly people that are fucking vulnerable. So you had COVID patients being discharged, going to care homes, right? Because the NHS didn't have the hospital space, even though there's 2 fucking hospitals they built that never got used. But the NHS...
Oh my days, yeah.
NHS didn't
The
have
Nightingale Hospital. Oh, well done. Look at this amazing big hospital.
Well done.
Pandemic. Oh my god, that's going to be full. If we've got a pandemic closed down the countries, let's have a... There's nobody there.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've got you angry now.
And if I say hoax, people are like, it's not a hoax, my granddad died the other month. And it's so awkward, mate. Because if someone's granddad dies and they get told he died because of COVID, which is the reason we should all be scared, it's like saying, you've killed my granddad.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. I really don't know if it's a hoax.
I do. It is.
Right. So, that's fair enough. But I'm a little bit like, maybe there was a virus. Maybe there was. And maybe it's very dangerous for old people, okay?
Still a hoax to close down the whole
So that's what
country.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So the reaction to it, the fear that came out of it, there was no rationality involved. There was no discussion. There was no debate in Parliament. You want to take people's rights away and there's no debate about it. It's just like, we're doing this now. We've got these 2 blokes in black suits telling the fucking Prime Minister what to do.
Yeah. From what organisation?
World Health, was it the World Health?
The World Health Organisation.
The
World Health Organisation, my friends, that's who we're taking orders from.
Yeah.
The World Health Organisation. Ministry of Health.
Ministry of Health.
Who funds the World Health Organisation? Because that'd be interesting then. You can see what are their motives behind them. Wouldn't it be mad? Here's a theory, which might be... It's going to sound mental, listeners.
Yeah.
What if the World Health Organisation, okay, which is telling everyone there's this dangerous virus that we need protecting against.
Yeah.
What if that organisation was funded by an individual, let's say he's a multi-billionaire.
So rich.
Super rich.
Like Bill Gates, isn't it?
Bill Gates-esque, yeah. Didn't want to say his name.
And what if...
What if he was funded by...
Bill Gates was using charity donations as a way where he didn't have to pay tax, because you can donate money to the World Health Organisation in lieu of paying tax. So it'd be a bit weird if instead of paying tax on all the fucking products we buy off him, he was pumping all that money into the World Health Organization. He'd have a little bit of say there, wouldn't he? If
do you think he's got some influence? And I'm also wondering about patents on vaccines that he may or may not have. I'm just wondering.
You could Google it though if you really wanted to research it.
If you want to research, listeners, have a research.
Right, so we'll break out of the sarcasm for a sec. Bill Gates did patent coronavirus to vaccine it back in 2014.
2014.
Yeah, so he
visionary.
Yeah.
How did he do that?
You can Google this. You could just go on the US list of patents. He patented a virus.
That's a very good bet, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's in 2014.
Yeah.
Fucking Bill Gates, man.
What a guy.
What a visionary.
So, I'm going
to get him to do my ACCAs for
the to be fair, I haven't looked at if he's patented other viruses. He may have patented all the viruses.
Spread bet.
So he may have done that. So I don't know. But he did patent coronavirus, and he's got the sole right to work on a vaccine.
Has he got a history of vaccines, though? Has he got a slight history of vaccines?
He likes them, doesn't he?
I think he's got a history of vaccines, listeners.
He's been vaccinating every kid in Africa for the last 10, 15 years.
He's doing a good job as well.
Polio, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he...
I don't know how many died from the vaccine, but...
Well, I don't know.
In India, it's fuckloads. I think he's banned from India. I think.
He's got an ASBO.
I haven't heard that term in ages. India have given him an ASBO. No, I can't remember. I was watching an Indian woman speak about Bill Gates, and
maybe
not in the best light. Didn't really big him up at all.
Yeah. So essentially we got our government taking orders from an organisation that's funded, and you could at least say influenced by a private individual that we never elected, who's a billionaire, who also patented coronavirus.
He'll be a trillionaire after this, mate. If people take these vaccines.
Yeah. Probably.
He's going to make fuckloads.
Maybe. I probably would. I can't see him not profiting from this. So that's who's running our government at the moment. But there was no protest. There was not even a protest. No discussion about this lockdown or whether we thought this is proportionate. And anyone who sort of questioned it, like Peter Hitchens, was like shouted down. He's getting mobs chanting at him when he walks down the street. And you're like, look. And what they do, they appeal to people's pride. You know, the NHS is one of the biggest employers in the UK, maybe the biggest employer in the UK. Check that out. But I think NHS may be the biggest employer in the UK. And when you call 3 million people, whatever, heroes, right? I think there's many heroes in the NHS. Really, I think there's many heroes on building sites. I think there's many heroes in the fucking postal service. There's heroes in every walk of life that change people's lives.
Even in education. Shout out teachers.
Yeah.
Because I realised, I listened back to the last podcast and I was like,
bit.
sounds like I was slagging off teachers.
You were.
No. I like...
You don't like the system that they work in, the education system, but you like individual teachers.
Yeah, it's a loser's game. You're never going to win.
Stop slagging them off.
Sorry, teachers. Sorry. I don't mean. I mean to spread love. God bless you. I've tried that job, like controlling a class full of 30 kids who have been sat on their asses for 4 hours, shoving sweets and fructose into their mouths.
Drinking Capri Suns.
Drinking Capri Sun is a horrible job.
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry.
So you can appeal to these people, these NHS people, and say you are all heroes, right? So you've got people's pride then. So there's some pride in the lockdown. There's pride in this is the Blitz. This is the British Bulldog.
I'm staying home. I'm saving lives.
I'm staying home.
I'm a hero.
Yeah, I'm a hero. We're British.
Put on your mask.
Put on your mask. Don't be a baby. My wife works for the NHS. Like, who the fuck are you to question this? And God, they appeal to people's pride. They appeal to people's fear, and they appeal to people's like tribal divisory nature. So they could get people to comply with anything. If you pump people's egos up, clap them every Thursday, they're gonna just say what you want. Listen, you know, whether you're in the army, in the war, or in a bar fight, you're always going to exaggerate your fucking side of the story. Say you're in a bar fight, right? You're in a 5 second scrap, right? With 2 kiddies at the bar.
5 minutes sparring.
Imagine that. Never.
In a bar fight.
But say you're in a 30-second brawl in a bar, right? Yeah. By the time you and your mates are home, both of you all of you have knocked out like 10 people, right? And by the time you're telling that story to the work colleagues next day, you fucking smacked out half of fucking Bournemouth, right? That's what we do. So you're going to get nurses, right? I don't shout out nurses, but you're going to get nurses that go a little bit like, yeah, I'm a hero, I've saved lives, and it's a proper bad pandemic, and I'm proper brave for coming in. But, you know, it wasn't, was it? If you're being honest, unless you're in one of the really hot zones, but if you're being honest, in most of the hospitals, there was fucking barely any cases, and the cases were people that were already dying. And I kind of think, mate, they were putting COVID-19 deaths on anyone who displayed symptoms. And what are the symptoms? A fever. I get a fever if I've just come out of a hot bath. You know, a cough. I get a cough after I've had a fucking couple of woodbines on a night out.
Yeah.
They're the most common symptoms in the world. So you can ban COVID-19 on every single death cert.
They've made the symptoms is just, it's a running joke really. They just keep adding things.
Yeah, I know.
They're like scratchy dry throat, cough, high temperature,
anxiety.
Anxiety.
Do you think this is a hoax? You may have coronavirus.
Corona's got into your brain.
Yeah.
They will push the boundaries, people, as far as we let them. Far as we let them. But that's why we're trying to make fun of it. I just thought, mate, there are some nurses who are proper heroes.
Most.
No, in the sense that amongst this situation, because there have been nurses who have spoken out. So shout out to those people, because otherwise I wouldn't have half the information I've got. Because I'm getting my information from doctors and nurses.
Yeah.
A lot of the doctors have lost their jobs, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Especially in the US, where there's a huge financial incentive to diagnose people.
They get 50,000.
I can't.
50.
Okay.
I
can't remember the numbers.
Let's say,
but I know there's
tens of thousands of
big
dollars per corona patient you've got in your hospital, right? And you're running a private hospital, and you're a fucking doctor who's been crying out for more money from the government for your whole career. and then now they're paying you money and incentivising a virus, you're going to go, yeah, we've got a million cases of coronavirus in this hospital because you're making money from it. Now, that's not true reflection of figures. Also, the NHS hate the Tories. They hate them. Every doctor, every nurse, they fucking hate the Tories because the Tories have been cutting them and slashing them.
Yeah.
Threatening to sell them off, or so they say, for a long time. So the NHS are obviously going to politicise these figures and go, thanks to Boris Johnson, we've lost another 500 people today. And it's like, have you lost people today? Or have these people died today? ROP those people, and you fucking put COVID on their death set. You got to think about these things. There's motives behind, even if it's not. I don't think it's a complete hoax. I actually do think there's a virus. I think this virus will keep nipping us back every couple of years, probably every winter, every flu season, like viruses do. This is just my opinion. But I don't think you can attribute all these deaths and take away all these freedoms because of it. And that virus could have been a controlled virus. They could have released that virus themselves. Do you know what I mean? It could be completely manufactured, the whole lot of it.
Yeah. I'm not saying there's not a virus that exists. All I'm wondering is about where has the flu gone? And I've seen more evidence just to suggest it doesn't exist than it does. So with me, I'm going with logic. I'm like, the only people I've seen saying it exists are the same ones giving us loads of propaganda who want to shut down the country.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Until I've seen a couple of doctors who have kind of sheepishly said like, oh yeah, it kind of exists, but it's been exaggerated, etc. I'm like, okay, cool, but I've not seen any evidence because apparently it's never been isolated.
Yeah.
And the tests are very, very strange as well.
Well, the tests also give you positive if you've got a cold. So a cold is a coronavirus.
It's not testing for the specific strand of the virus.
It's testing for certain antibodies.
It's the antibodies, yeah.
You produce when you're exposed to a coronavirus. So if you're just getting over a cold, you'll have these antibodies in you. So, fucking hell, I get a couple colds every year. 2 or 3 in the winter, maybe. And so I'll be probably testing positive for coronavirus for about 3 months of my life.
This is why they want the mandatory testing.
It's very strange.
Because they can just smack up the numbers.
Yeah.
Quite easily.
Have you seen they've locked down 3... So my mate sent me a link to a video. In Australia, they've locked down these like 3 or 4 public housing tower blocks. And they've said, these places are coronavirus hotbeds.
Yeah.
Like, there's like 3,000 people living in these tower blocks. They're all poor people. They're all like... Fucking who lives in tower blocks? Poor people, disabled people, fucking people with no say and no stake in the society.
The people the left wingers champion.
Yeah, they're locked in.
They got coronas. Lock them up.
They're locked in their homes, mate. They can't leave their mate. There's police around it. It looks like.
Which city is this in?
Somewhere in Victoria, could be in Queensland, Victoria.
In Australia.
Australia.
No, I've watched. Yeah. Max Egan, have you heard of him? He's a researcher.
Is he a ginger kid?
No.
No, the geezer he's ginger, the guy.
He's old, bald, got glasses. He's been researching like the Illuminati and one world government stuff for years and years.
Yeah.
Proper legend. He's just been deleted off of YouTube now.
Yeah.
Got rid of him because he was talking. He went off on one at the politicians. You know, calling them all cunts and saying you murderous, I need to go to jail, because he was literally calling them out for what's happening in Australia at the moment, which is even more bananas than is happening here.
Absolutely crackers.
You can't justify looking at.
They're testing this on poor people. They're not going to rich neighbourhoods and going, you're all staying in your homes. Partly because rich neighbourhoods will go, that's fine, I've got a massive garden and a swimming pool and I can order any takeaway to my house. They're testing it on people that don't have any income, that can't leave their house, that don't even have a fucking garden.
Yeah.
Some of them can't pay their water bills. And they're stuck in their homes. And I'm like, mate, this is evil. That's evil.
Where's Owen Jones? Is he talking about that?
Does he give a... He don't give a fuck, mate.
Fucking Owen Jones.
Unless you're that guy.
Oh, mate, he's an absolute...
champagne socialist.
He's the worst.
Just posh.
Absolute socialist. No integrity about the bloke at all.
He's horrible, isn't
Yeah, no,
As a whole,
I don't trust him.
No, he's got the most punchable face I've ever seen. Shout out Owen Jones if you're listening.
Bless him. You got to hold love for these people, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Because they're not like, he was just raised in an environment in which he was told he was very special and capitalism is evil, but he's privileged, so he's going to do all right in this capitalistic system, but he needs to take it down, destroy it anyway. It comes from self-hatred. So the only way we can overcome this situation is just by holding space for people and being like, listen,
you don't need to hate yourself. You don't need to feel guilty about fucking shit you didn't do.
Yeah, fuck Bill Gates, but the rest of it, I don't think I could counsel Bill Gates, give him a counselling session. But even him, mate, I mean, do you think he's had a nice upbringing with his parents being from, they were from Planned Parenthood, weren't they? Did they start that?
I know Bill Gates and his wife have a massive influence in abortions. That's something he and his wife have completely thrown the weight behind, is abortions, clinics.
Abortions and vaccines.
Yeah. Abortion. Abortion's a strange topic, isn't it?
What's his agenda?
Yeah.
He loves people, does he?
He's trying to keep people alive but also stop them being born. It's a very strange... Yeah, there's a juxtaposition, and this is double thing. This is double speak. He's doing one thing, but he's completely for the other thing. So you've got to really question his integrity and his morals.
Or question what vaccines actually do to people. Or the vaccines he's pushing anyway. Do they save lives?
I don't know. I mean, testosterone rates are dropping, childbirth rates are dropping.
Yeah. I think there could be something in that.
The absolute state of blokes nowadays, the absolute state of us compared to like our forefathers.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, I don't know whether it's because of the food we're eating, the injections we're getting as a kiddie, the fucking... Mate, we're jabbed to bits by the time we're like 3 years old.
Well, even at school, didn't we have...
Yeah,
different
we had the BCG.
jabs.
We had the big one, didn't we? I don't know. Did we miss it? I think we had some mental jabs, didn't we, in school?
We had some weird ones, but
No,
I remember.
I've got it. It's here. I've got a scar.
You still got the scar?
Yeah, right on my tattoo of Britannia. That's a stupid tattoo, isn't it? What does that symbolise? Nothing I believe in anymore.
Oh, mate, don't be like that. Nationalist. This is a nationalistic podcast.
It's not a nationalist podcast. Fuck the nation, but I don't care about the nation.
We're humanists. That's what we are.
I just care about people. Like, I care about poor people. I do, and I find it so annoying that the left wing have completely abandoned poor people for identity politics and minority interests. When I say minority interests, I'm talking like 0.1% of the population interest. Blind gays, blind trans rights, and I'm like, well, that's great. They should get rights under the umbrella of human rights that everyone should get: freedom, right to vote, right to earn, right to work. All of this shit, everyone should get those rights.
No, because that empowers people.
Yeah, it does. It does.
No, that's not good.
You need to help people by reminding them constantly they're a victim.
Yeah.
You're oppressed, but join this cause and you might not be oppressed. Well, maybe...
Give away some more of your rights and you won't be as oppressed.
Yeah.
Because you're not being oppressed by us who are taking away your rights. No, we're not the oppressors.
Yeah.
It's that bloke from Wigan who's got a bald head that oppresses you.
Yeah.
The one you've never spoken to in your life.
Yeah.
The one you've only ever seen on Twitter. Shouting when he had 4 pints of Carlsberg.
Yeah.
He's the one who's oppressing
It's
you.
a mentally ill woman on a bus saying the N-word. She symbolises every...
That's every person now.
That's every white person now.
Yeah,
mentally ill people screaming at like foreigners and that. But I think people should be aware that when someone's telling you constantly you're oppressed, I'm not saying that like things are all sunny in your community and things can't get better. I think definitely they should. But I think racism is a problem, but it's a problem of the heart. It really is.
Correct.
It's a problem of people's fear and their... but there seems to be this current movement. We're getting on to Black Lives Matter again, I suppose, but this current movement isn't to join people's hearts. It's to really divide people and going like, we need to take back what's ours and, demand reparations and demand equity.
I like that, mate. I like that. I'll pick up on that. The racism is a problem of the heart.
Yeah.
Completely agreed. It's not a political problem.
No.
We've been hoodwinked. Yet again, once again, fucking hell, there's another goal for the Lizards.
Yeah. They are decent.
Bloody
aren't
bollocks. They love it. They're so good. We've been hoodwinked. It is a problem of the heart. If you really are against race, you don't like racism, you think it's bad,
Yeah.
and you know there's a racist person, how are you going to change his mind or her mind?
It's with love. It's got to be with love. It's got to be with love.
They're scared.
They're scared. They're scared of black people. They're scared of their communities changing. They're scared of new things. People are scared of shit. We're only humans, but we're slightly tribal in nature, and we do have a fear of the other. And whether the other is because they've got a different skin colour or a different accent or a different gender, there is always a fear of the other.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how do we counteract that then? By distinguishing people even more from, that's your group, this is your group. Nah, it's got to be the opposite.
No, it's got to be the opposite. It's got to be saying, you know what? People are different. Let's celebrate the differences. But like black people and white people are essentially the same. We laugh at the same jokes. We we cry when our loved one dies.
Yeah.
We celebrate weddings. We love football. We love drinking. We love food. We love all these things. We share so much shit.
Even jerk chicken.
It's okay. It's overrated, actually.
Does make you feel a bit like you need to shit after.
Hey, I was.
I think that might be the spices.
I went to a Jamaican.
So that might be because we're too white to eat it.
I'm not too white to eat. This is the thing, man. Italian food. They say like white people don't season chicken, and I'm like, vaffanculo. You know, like, do you know what I mean? Like, don't talk to me about cuisine. Italian cuisine beats jerk chicken any day of the week. Any diddly day of the week. Anyway, listen, I was in Brighton, right, working. I was doing lake dredging, okay? I was in waders all day. It's like the worst job to have diarrhoea, okay? And the night before, I got some curry goat, some jerk chicken from like a local, it was called Backyard. Shout out Backyard. Cheers for the food poisoning.
Yeah.
And
Backy with a B, yeah?
Backy. Yeah,
Before we get pulled up for that one.
Backyard it was called. It's decent though. I've been there a few times before. Anyway, I got food poisoning from this chicken or from this goat or whatever I ate. And the next day I'm in waders, deep, like chest deep in like sludge lake water, and the toilet block was it was round the other side of the lake.
Jesus.
It was like a 2-minute walk to the toilets. And I felt this urge. I was in the water deep, in waders. I was like, Mersh, I need to climb out. I got out of my waders, so I'm just in my socks.
Yeah.
Right? And my shorts that I was wearing. I ran, socks and shorts, up round this park to the toilet block, and I was in a bad way. Big time. So yeah, you're dead right. Jerk chicken sometimes isn't always good for us. But we do share so many things.
Yeah.
Our culture's not that different. But
it's only in the maybe not just the United States, but certainly in the States, they've really pushed the black culture, white culture, this culture, that culture.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
It is so stupid.
It's so stupid. Like, no.
It's fake. It's manufactured, man, and it's politicised. And they go on about the black vote, especially in America, the black vote, which is always a Democratic vote. Most of the time, especially black women, it's always Democratic. Black women very rarely vote Republican, and man, that needs to change. Take your vote back and put it where it's going to help you. Probably not into the current political system.
Don't vote.
Yeah, I think don't vote.
Kanye 2020.
Can we talk about that?
Go on, let's talk about that. We are
Respect.
supposed to be talking about politics and not
Yeah.
shitting jerk chicken.
That's fine. We've kept on track a little bit today.
Yeah, we've done well.
What time is it, man? Hour?
Hour 13.
Shit. We've got to wrap up soon.
Yeah, we'll wrap up soon.
But
I'm going to piss myself. This copper bird's gone right through me.
yeah, Kanye 2020. So he's running for president,
Yeah.
and I think it's brilliant.
Do you?
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. What do you think of it?
I think it's just getting even more and more farcical, really.
No, he's woke.
Do you think he's woke, though?
He's woke. 100% woke.
Really?
100% woke.
Really?
Believe it. Believe it.
Mate, I want to believe in Donald Trump as well.
Look at Donald Trump.
But it's the system. You can't change the system. I don't care.
Listen,
Big Jesus Christ wouldn't change that
Kanye
system.
West. You know, like Jay-Z's very linked in.
I'm not
with,
saying he
like,
would be a paedophile, Jesus, but
Nah.
no, he wouldn't be about that. But he wouldn't change the system.
Right. Let's get back on Kanye. What are you slagging off Jesus for?
No, I'm just saying. I wasn't slagging him off. Just saying, even Jesus Christ wouldn't be able to change that system because it's.
He could, because he's got love, mate. He could. Kanye West, he fell out big time with Jay-Z, didn't he? And you know Jay-Z's like one of them.
He's Illuminati.
He's like subliminal messages, the lot.
Him and Beyonce.
Yeah, complete like Illuminati power couple.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Bullshit propaganda cunts. And no respect, sorry.
With love.
Shout out. But Kanye fell out with him big time.
Right.
And then Kanye's gone on his own journey, right? And he's about positivity. He's about positivity. He doesn't buy into this coronavirus. He said coronavirus is a hoax.
Has he said that?
Yes.
All right,
he said
no.
don't trust the vaccine. He said fucking stop abortions. He's like sick, mate. He's cool as fuck. He's woke, mate. In my opinion, he's woke. I think Kim Kardashian's alright too. I think she's like campaigning to get people out of prison. I think they're right people.
Unlikely heroes, but we'll take them.
Unlikely heroes, but I think they've woken up. I definitely think Kanye's woken up. I think he's realised that the music industry is sick. And he had a massive fallout with Jay-Z about it, and big slagging match with him about it. And yeah, he's campaigning for things that is like really pro-life, pro-human. And he's not about the black and white divide. He's not about that. He's not about I'm black, so...
Do you think he knows about everything, though?
Some people will wake up. No one knows about everything, but I think some people can smell a rat. I think he's there. I do.
He's been in so deep, mate. He must know a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But
I hope so.
Mate, but him going into that system, like... He'd be going in there to destroy it, essentially.
Oh, that's what it needs. But
and this is what I'm worried about.
So,
he'd be going in there to destroy it.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he's with the greatest will in the world. People will vote for him because of those reasons you've outlined. He'll go in there, and people will be like, well, this is even more of a joke now. Even if he gets in. And I think it will be the end of democracy. Certainly, when the States goes, we're all going. This is what people don't quite understand.
Yeah.
The United States has been a bastion of freedom of speech.
It's
and
the dam.
the right to the right
the
to bear arms. Here in Europe, everyone is just like, oh yeah, la-di-da-di-da, going along.
Yeah.
Oh, the government said that happened. All right, then never mind. At least the X Factor's on this weekend.
We are compliant, aren't we?
Completely. Wow, gun laws in the United States, they need to take their guns away from them. Guns are killing people.
Yeah.
But if you actually look into the United States and the culture, you're never taking away those guns from people.
Never, mate. I would never give up my gun in America. Never. That's such a crazy move. I mean, I think it's a bit crazy that everyone's got guns, for a start. I'm quite glad I live in a country without guns. But I am a bit worried about tyrannical government.
I'm more worried
and
about
there's a part of me that wishes I had a little fucking AR-15 tucked away, just in case it came for me one day. That's the thing. So Americans have got that power. So let's go back though. If we demoralise people to the extent where they don't believe in democracy, like the Trump, like the Brexit, like the fucking voting for Brexit but never leaving the EU, or like just having clown politicians like we've got,
like Boris Johnson, even
like
BJ
Blair.
the clown, they call him, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like Blair, like Bush, like these people that we know are liars. Eventually, like the politicians, like rape scandals, like fucking expense scandals,
like the royal families used to run us back in the day. People got sick of them.
Yes, mate. So people are going to get sick of it, and they are sick of it. They know they're all liars. So who are they going to look to? They're going to look to technocrats.
Billy G,
Elon Musk,
Zuckerberg,
Zuck. I think people are going to look to technocrats. I think they'll look to Silicon Valley to tell us what to do and what to think.
Yeah.
And they'll go, do you know what? So I'm already there. I don't believe voting works, so I don't vote. But I don't definitely don't want technocrats in charge. Democracy should never be replaced with technocracy. We should have good politicians. We should have people that fucking represent us. But we're not getting that, man. I don't know how to get it.
I know. I don't know what the system's going to look like in 50 years, mate. Well, like, it's going to go one of two ways. One way is like the real unknown, and I have no idea how that's going to be, and it could be a beautiful world, mate. It could be a world in which, like, think about your kids and my kids. They're going to be the most enlightened they'll be like little baby Jesuses running around.
Yeah.
Do you know? Because we understand about the importance of treating them and just telling them, like, how amazing they are.
Yeah.
When they're
Positive affirmations.
Positive affirmations, things like that, and aware of our own things. And I'm not saying like my parents were not incredibly amazing with me. Obviously, look at me, they've been done a good job. Shout out mum and dad. But what I'm saying is, on a spiritual level, they're going to be a lot more awake than we are now.
I hope so.
What is that world going to look like?
I hope so. I hope they're not buried into their smartphones or buried into their...
Mate, do you think our kids, you're going to give your little baby girl like an iPad?
No way,
Of course you're not.
No way.
Because you're aware. This is the whole point. We're so aware, like, our kids are going to go back to basics. Proper basics.
But this has to be a generational thing, mate. It
Marbles.
can't just be me and you, just like living out in the fucking woods, just... You know what I mean?
Mate, nah, don't worry. People, are we the first ones to wake up?
There's many. There's so
No.
many.
Fuck
If
no.
you're listening to us and you're still with us, I think you're getting there. I hope you're getting there because we love you.
Shout out Lindsay Murray. I had a great conversation with her.
We should,
The
let's
other
stop
day.
name dropping.
All
Everyone.
right.
Shout out Lindsay though.
Lindsay Murray. You look her up, it's Murray. That's the surname.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out, man. If you're listening to us and you're still with us, and we're trying to get better, by the way. I realised that last podcast was a little bit mental, a little bit hard to follow. I liked it.
I've listened to it 3 times.
Pumping up our views. But yeah, so we're trying to get better, and we'll probably start filming these eventually when I stop being a pussy. But yeah, we're trying. We are trying. But that, politics. I think we've got another 6 episodes on politics because it ties into everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does a little bit, yeah. And it will develop over these next few months.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see what the election is, man. I can't wait for that. I think that'll be really funny. Whatever happens.
It's a fucking TV show.
Yeah,
You've got to realise
it'll
this,
be
guys.
funny.
Like,
4 more years. 4
Mate,
more years.
Mate, I realised this the other... Probably when I was in Sardinia.
Yeah.
I've told you this story, have I?
Go
I
on.
was in Sardinia, travelling with this Japanese woman. Shout out Yuki if you're listening. She's like in her 40s, and I'm travelling with her in Sardinia, and I'm sitting there with her
Nice.
on a pier,
Yeah.
just swinging our feet over the edge. Like, the sun's going down. Nothing romantic, just chatting about life.
Would you like that though? A little bit of like Lucy Liu sort of action, like.
No, not about that.
middle-aged.
Not about that.
Really?
No, I don't discriminate. Never have done.
Do you know they have like.
No, don't get into that.
Sideways.
Yeah, no, it's not. That's a myth. That's a myth. Didn't find that out from her.
Straight
Someone
pubes, very straight pubes. They have
Mate.
pubes like hair.
Mate, I was about to say something really interesting.
Sorry,
deep,
mate.
profound then.
Sorry.
You're speaking about straight pubes.
Yeah, well done. Sideways funny.
Yeah. My point was, I was sitting there and I looked at her and I was like, this is like a film, innit? I was like, where are you from? She goes, I'm from Tokyo. I was like, you're from Tokyo? I'm from Poole, legit. Do you know?
Shout out.
South of England.
South.
And we're here in Sardinia, speaking about the same things, connecting on such a level. I was like, we ain't so different.
Yeah.
Do you know? And I think this is all one big video game. And she was like, yeah, I've thought about that.
Not into tentacle porn though.
Who?
We're not as much as Japanese.
There'll be a market here. There'll be a market. Not us. But mate, I realised then, I was like, it's all a game.
Yeah.
And with games, mate, you've played the PlayStation before, yeah? Played Call of Duty, whatever. Or even PES or FIFA. You can get really into it. Yeah, and you can practice and get really good at the game, and the game is really important to you.
Yeah.
And you're playing there, and you get really angry when you lose, and you get really happy when you win.
Yeah.
But you always know as you're playing, this is just a game.
You can turn it off at any time.
You can turn off. I think we've forgotten.
Yeah, we're locked in.
This reality is just a fucking game. Do you know?
Yeah, turn it off, guys. Love people. don't be pussies, don't get too scared about the news. They're all showing you things for a reason. Whether it's Johnny Depp and Amber Heard pooing in the bed, or have you heard that?
No.
So someone pooed in the bed and they're having a court case about it.
Brilliant. Is this Johnny Depp?
Yeah, versus his ex-wife who they battered each other or something.
They battered each other and they're going to court over a poo.
Yeah, so what happened? The Sun called Johnny Depp a wife beater.
Yeah.
So he's come to the UK, to the High Court, to sue the Sun. Now Amber Heard is basically providing evidence for the Sun that he is a wife beater, and it's sort of come out in the wash that she pooed in the bed, but she's blaming their Yorkshire Terrier. It's really funny, but this has taken over our news, mate. It's really mad. Yeah, really mad.
That's a good point. That's a great point to wrap up on.
Yeah.
Don't take it seriously. If you're thinking, oh, this is a bit weird, Johnny Depp's terrier pooing in a bed, or
getting blamed on his wife. Yeah.
Getting blamed on the wife, and Donald Trump's the president, and Kanye West is running for it. It's just a game.
It's all fun and games.
It's just a game. So play it, enjoy it, but remember, it's just a fucking game.
Yeah. Be nice to people this week if you want. Or not. It's all a game.
Yeah, it's like GTA.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
No, I'm joking.
Respect. I think we should probably wrap up just for timing, I think. But there we go.
Nice one.
Nice. Cheers, Pat. And thank you for listening as well. Respect.
Thank you, listeners. Been a pleasure.
Bye.
See you next week.